You're listening to Procurement 6, the weekly podcast from the team at Art of Procurement that summarizes this week in procurement in just 6 short segments.
Hi there, I'm Philip Ideson, and today is Friday, January 6th, 2023.
6.
If you have been anywhere near Twitter or LinkedIn over the past few weeks, you can't help but to have noticed ChatGPT. So what is ChatGPT? Well, I actually asked it to explain itself. So ChatGPT is a variant of GPT, Generative Pre-training Transformer, that's a mouthful, which is a type of language model developed by OpenAI. Language models are trained on large amounts of text data and are able to generate human-like text by predicting the next word in a sequence based on the words that came before it. ChatGPT is specifically designed to handle conversation, which means it's able to generate responses that are appropriate in the context of a conversation. Finally, ChatGPT is a powerful tool that uses machine learning to generate human-like text, and it is particularly useful for handling conversation and generating responses. So that's what GTP says about ChatGTP. Okay, so why do I include this in Procurement 6? Well, my tip of the week is, if you haven't done so already, is to explore the capabilities of ChatGPT. You're going to ask it questions related to communication, so drafting emails or email copy. You can ask it basic training questions that serve as a great basis for further research. And you can even try and ask it strategic questions around some of the things that you buy. Just tell it to imagine itself as a consultant, as the top strategy consulting firm first, to get it in the mood for answering that strategic question.
5.
This week on The Art of Procurement, I shared 3 messages for procurement leaders heading into 2023. These messages were based on the countless podcasts, webinars, events, and off-the-record conversations that I've had with CPOs, with provider CEOs, industry analysts, and venture capitalists over the past year. They were based around the following considerations. 1. CEOs, they don't think about procurement. 2. Procurement will transform beyond recognition in the next 10 years, or it will cease to exist. And 3, if the pace of change is slow and the C-suite doesn't understand the procurement value proposition, then procurement loses control of its own destiny. So to hear more about why I believe these to be true and some tips on what we can do about it collectively as a profession, listen in wherever you listen to your podcasts.
4.
Oil prices are a key driver of so many of the products and services that we buy. But while prices recently fell to their 12-month low, what does 2023 have in store? Well, Eurasia Group, they're a firm devoted exclusively to helping investors and business decision makers understand the impacts of politics on risks and opportunities in foreign markets. They recently published their list of top 2023 risks and included a global energy crunch as one of the top risks heading into the new year. They suggest that a combination of geopolitics, economics, and production factors will create much tighter market conditions for oil, especially in the second half of 2023. Citing a faster-than-expected economic recovery in China, driven by their exit from zero-COVID policies, combined with a shallow US recession, low levels of OPEC plus spare capacity, and reduced investment in non-OPEC production, they're anticipating prices increasing above $100 a barrel in the second half of the year.
This is Procurement 6 from Art of Procurement. To get notified every time an episode is published, go to artofprocurement.com/subscribe. 3.
While the new year is always a time to look forward, on the Art of Procurement blog this week, we also reflected on 7 different podcasts from last year to help get you thinking as you consider your 2023 plans. And one such podcast was from Tim Jones, who is now the head of strategic sourcing at Stripe. In an episode titled Putting Experiential Procurement into Practice from early in 2022, Tim stated that one of the most dangerous phrases in the procurement dictionary is maverick spend. It implies people are ignoring us or doing the wrong thing when in reality, they're just a bunch of users we've let down or who are so exhausted by the bureaucracy we've created around them that they found a better way to get their business done. So as you look forward this year, what plans do you have in place to ensure that your users or stakeholders don't need to circumvent the procurement process to get their business done?
2.
On Wednesday this week, I posted a LinkedIn poll to the Art of Procurement community, and the question I asked was this: what is the greatest barrier to realizing or demonstrating the ROI of digital investments? There were 4 choices, with implementation, adoption, functionality, or quantifiable benefit. And while at the time of recording the poll was still open, the first 150 responses suggest the biggest barriers are technology adoption and being able to demonstrate quantifiable benefits. But just as interesting is what isn't seen as being a barrier. Just 6% of respondents voted functionality. This suggests that in your analysis of tools, the decision criteria should be weighting far more in favor of adoption than all the features and the benefits that a technology may claim to offer.
1.
Digital Outcomes 2023, Art of Procurement's first multi-day virtual event of this year, will take place on February 15th and 16th. We'll be taking on topics such as tech investment and innovation, digitally enabled user experience, and cybersecurity. Sign up in advance of the event and you'll also have access to all of the sessions on demand as soon as they are complete. We also have 2 webinars coming up in the next few weeks. We have Forecasting the Future, Executive Predictions for 2023, in partnership with the team at Zip on January 25th, and Stop Shadow Spend in its Tracks with Improved Data Visibility, which is in partnership with Vendor. Now, to learn more about all of our virtual events and then to register, you can go to artofprocurement.com/calendar. That's artofprocurement.com/calendar.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next Friday at 6 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. If you've enjoyed this pod, help us grow and tell your peers to search for Procurement 6 wherever they get their podcasts.